Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of our TEPSA Presents Member Spotlight series, where we bring you different leaders from across the state of Texas who are doing fantastic work and allow you to learn alongside them. My name is Todd Neslony, and I'm your host. I'm the Director of Culture and Strategic Leadership here at the Texas Elementary Principals and Supervisors Association. Today, I'm so thrilled for our guest. Why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
Well, I'm Rachelle Ysquierdo, and I am the Director of Teaching and Learning in Sheldon ISD.
Well, Rachelle, I'm so excited about tonight's chat. So let's jump on in. Obviously, before you got to the position you're in now, you had to start in the classroom and you probably had some other experiences as well. I always like to start our questioning just by hearing a little bit about your journey and when you knew that stepping into some other type of leadership opportunities might be in your line of what's going to happen.
Well, I always wanted to be a teacher, even when I was little. And I knew when I graduated from high school, I wanted to be a principal. I just always knew I wanted to do that. But in my journey, I did take a little longer to get there. I had to support myself as I graduated from high school and was trying to start college. I didn't actually get my bachelor's degree until I was like 30.
Oh, wow.
So I got my bachelor's degree in teaching and early childhood, and I enjoyed teaching. And I just knew that my goal was to ultimately be a campus administrator. So after about 2 years of being a classroom teacher, I went back to school and got my master's degree in educational management. And I thought, okay, I really want to be an assistant principal. And I had applied in a district in Goose Creek, actually. And I was there and had a big team of principals there while I applied. And I hadn't even finished my degree yet. So I had this huge committee of administrators there, me interviewing for an assistant principal position. And I knew I wasn't going to get it, but I wanted to give myself that experience.
Yeah.
And so, but one of the principals recognized me there, and she asked me to come and be a teacher at her campus. And then I ended up becoming a family involvement coordinator. And then that next year, I ended up being a assistant principal because one of the principals really recognized the things that I could do and what I could bring to the campus. And so I enjoyed it. And then I was an assistant principal for 5 years and then moved into a principal position. And I sat in the principal seat for 11 years. I never thought I'd be in that seat for that long, but I loved every bit of being a principal. And the last 2 years, I've been the director of teaching and learning, and now I get to support principals across the district. So it took a journey, but I'm excited that I got to get all the experiences that I got to get where I am today.
I love that so much. And I love that your journey is different than traditional. Because I even think of my own mom who went to become a teacher and she didn't graduate college till her late 30s. And loved it. So I love that journey so much. Well, Rachelle, as we talk about through these conversations, in addition to learning some about your journey, we also want to have some great takeaways for us as leaders. And even though it's the end of the year, we're always learning. We're always trying to get more information. And so I'd love to know a tech tool that you have found useful, whether in your professional or personal life.
Well, when COVID came around, that was the year I had to really learn how to use technology. And as a campus administrator, one of the things that I really enjoyed using was Screencast, where I got to actually do my announcements online. Yeah. And then, but just recently, I found a technology tool that I really enjoy, because if you really want to get organized, you have to find a way to be organized. Mm-hmm. And it's an online program called Monday Work. And actually you put it's kind of like a to-do list, and you actually get on there and you put all your things that you need to get done in it. And then you click on there once you've done it, and it just kind of keeps track. And so it's just a really good tool to keep you organized, and you can share it with other people. People can work off of that tool with you. And I'm still learning it, but I think it's a really great tool to keep me organized, and something, and we need organization as an administrator.
Monday work. I have never heard of that one, but you have me very intrigued. I'm going to have to go check it out. Is it an app or is it a website?
You can do both an app and the website.
Okay,
So once
great.
you set it up on your website, you can do the app on your phone, and you can see your list to do, and then just click on there once you've completed it. You can actually upload files on it. You can share a drive on it. It's really cool. And so I'm excited to use it. I think I'm going to use it next year with my interventionist and my lead mentors. So I think it's going to be a great way to collaborate.
Yeah, I love that you can share it with other people too. That's always a great feature. So, outside of technology, culture building, no matter what your position is in education, is important. So, what is a culture building tool that you like to use, or one that you've had used while you were a teacher that you really enjoyed?
Well, I do feel like building the culture of the campus is really important. I mean, building those relationships and really knowing who your teachers are, because when you communicate with teachers, it's going to be different for every person. So, so just recently we did some love languages with our teachers to kind of see who, what is their love language. There are people that really like to spend time just talking with you. There are teachers that love to stay after school and help you with events. And so the love languages was a really good tool. One of the other things as administrators are starting to think about next year, one of the things that I did was I looked for places outside the campus to do little retreats before school started. And so this was a great way to kind of team build. And we utilized that time to really get to know each other instead of really focusing in on the work. And then when we had back to school, we focused on the work, but the retreats allowed us to really get to know our teams and other team members. And we always tried to find somewhere that was free outside of the campus, somewhere, get someone to help us donate some foods, that type of thing. So that's a great way to start the year as you're moving into next year.
Well, and I think something you said there that's so important, and the reason why something like a retreat is such a great idea is because I think sometimes in education, when we're the principal or assistant principal and we're trying to grow everybody, we're focusing all the time on education and all the stuff they need to do for the kids. And it's like, we are also people outside of being educators, and getting to get to know each other in a space where you're just getting to know the person, I think really allows you to connect in different ways. And so I love that idea so much. And I remember we took my staff one year to a ropes course, and I still have great memories of laughing and getting to see different sides of people that I had never seen before.
Yeah. And I really do think that it really helps to build that climate on the campus, and teachers get to see a different side of each person and not just what you are at school. And so, so I really think it's like, if principals are out there thinking about what do I do, I mean, there's lots of things you can do that are free. Going to some of the parks, they have pavilions that they'll allow you to use for free in your city, or things like that. So just being creative, when you're thinking about it. I know like the zoo will also allow you to go to their facilities and use their facilities, and then they just ask if they can allow you to present a little something regarding their, so there's a lot of places that will allow you to that you'll be able to use for free. You just
it's not about spending the money, and it's like what you just said, you just have to ask. The worst thing they're going to say is, sorry, no. And then you go ask somebody else. And so you find the one that will be free. If you really want to make it happen, you can. So I love that, Rachelle. Well, as we close this conversation out, we always like to end it with just a piece of leadership advice. So what is a piece of leadership advice you have?
Well, as a leader, we're always, one of the things that my boss has always told me is we're always on an interview, right? And so we've got to put ourselves out there. We've got to be able to provide support to whoever needs it. Just be out there and just be determined. If you want to move up, put yourself out there, talk to those people that you work with and let them know where you're at. So that way, that they know where you're at as an employee and where you want to go in the future. But I just think putting yourself out there is the best thing to do, so as to grow as a leader, because we're always needing to grow. Education is evolving and we just need to grow, and going to different conferences like the TEPSA conference this summer. I mean, putting yourself out there and getting involved is really important. It'll make you a stronger leader.
I love it. And that is the great way to wrap up this conversation, is that, Rachelle, thank you so much for being here. We hope we get to see you in person at one of our upcoming events. Our next one is the summer conference, June 7th through 9th at the Kalahari Resort in Round Rock. So Rachelle, if people want to connect with you, are you on social media anywhere?
Yes, I am. I'm on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. My Twitter account is Rachelle Ysquierdo. All of them you can find me under Rachelle Ysquierdo. So
awesome. Well, thank you so much for being here, and thank you everybody for checking out another episode, and we hope to see you in person